Do you feel like stress, worries, and uncontrollable emotions dominate your day-to-day life? In this video, you will discover how to apply Stoic principles to regain control of your emotions and face life's challenges with calmness and strength. I will teach you 14 practical actions that will help you let go of what you cannot control, simplify your desires, and maintain inner peace no matter what happens around you. Let's begin. Action 1. Accept that emotions do not define reality. In modern life, it's easy to be swept away by emotions. Stress, anxiety, and frustration can cloud our minds and make us react impulsively. However, one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is remembering that emotions are temporary responses to what we perceive, but they do not always reflect objective reality. The challenge is to accept that while our emotions are valid, they should not control our decisions or define how we perceive events. When you face a difficult situation, it's natural to feel intense emotions, but it's important to pause and remember, emotions are fleeting. This means that although you may feel overwhelmed in the moment, that feeling is not an absolute truth. What Stoicism teaches us is to observe our emotions calmly, acknowledge their existence, but not allow them to dictate our actions or decisions. A practical example: imagine you receive unexpected criticism at work. At first, you may feel hurt or frustrated. However, instead of reacting immediately, Stoicism invites you to pause, take a deep breath, and analyze the situation objectively. Does that criticism define who you are or your value as a person? The reality is that the negative emotion that arises doesn't reflect the whole truth. It is just a temporary interpretation, and you can choose how to handle it. Accepting that emotions do not define reality allows you to act with greater serenity and control. Instead of letting anger, fear, or sadness take over, you can make more conscious, logic-based decisions while keeping your inner peace intact. Emotions are natural, but they shouldn't be the leaders of our lives. Commit now to practicing the observation of your emotions without letting them define your reality. Every time you feel overwhelmed by emotion, remember that it is not the absolute truth, but a temporary reaction. By doing so, you will start living with more balance and emotional strength. Action 2. Get rid of an object you no longer need. Attachment to material things can create a false sense of security. Often we accumulate objects that no longer serve a purpose in our lives, yet we hold on to them out of habit or fear of letting go. Stoicism teaches us to detach from material possessions and focus on what truly matters: our character, our actions, and our relationships. Getting rid of an object you no longer need is a symbolic act that helps free you from the emotional and mental burden these objects can create. This Stoic principle isn't about living without anything, but about recognizing that possessions do not define our value or happiness. By letting go of things that no longer serve a purpose in your life, you take a step towards greater mental clarity and a lighter life. Moreover, by practicing detachment, you learn to trust in yourself rather than in external things to find security or satisfaction. Imagine you have a drawer full of items you haven't used in months, or perhaps a closet with clothes you no longer wear. Today, the challenge is simple. Choose an object, anything you no longer need, and get rid of it. You can donate it, gift it, or recycle it. This small act is a step towards detaching from material things and embracing simplicity. Most importantly, it's a reminder that the essence of life isn't about things, but about who you are and how you face your circumstances. By getting rid of what you no longer need, you not only free up physical space, but also liberate yourself mentally. You will feel lighter, less weighed down by the unnecessary, and more aware of what truly adds value to your life. This small gesture has a profound impact on your emotional well-being and brings you closer to living with more serenity and focus. Commit now to getting rid of one object you no longer need. This simple act is the first step in practicing detachment and remembering that your worth is not in what you own, but in how you choose to live. Action 3. Create a system of goals with small achievements. The Stoics taught that personal progress doesn't happen overnight, but is the result of small daily actions. Often, when faced with large goals, we feel overwhelmed or incapable of moving forward. However, a key strategy for maintaining emotional control and focus is to break those large goals into small, achievable milestones. This system not only allows you to move forward more easily, but it also reinforces your confidence and self-discipline along the way. Stoicism invites us to focus on what we can control. Instead of obsessing over large and uncertain outcomes, focus on the small daily actions that will bring you closer to your goal. Creating a system of goals with small achievements helps you focus on the present, celebrate your progress, and maintain motivation without getting trapped in anxiety over what you haven't yet accomplished. To start, take a big goal you have in mind, something you truly want to achieve, whether personal or professional. Then break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, if your goal is to improve your physical health, you could set small achievements like walking for 20 minutes a day, drinking more water, or improving your diet. These steps will bring you closer to your bigger goal without making it feel overwhelming. Each small achievement is a victory that strengthens your confidence and reminds you that progress is continuous, even if it's not immediate. Additionally, this system allows you to adapt and adjust your goals based on what you learn along the way. By focusing on small steps, you'll avoid feeling overwhelmed and gain a sense of control and direction in your life. Commit now to creating a system of goals with small achievements. By breaking down your objectives into smaller parts, you ensure that every day you are moving one step closer to where you want to be, and you'll do so with calm and serenity. Remember, steady progress is more powerful than occasional big leaps. Action 4. Reflect on what you can control and what you cannot. One of the most powerful principles of Stoicism is learning to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. Often, stress and anxiety come from trying to change or influence situations that are entirely out of our hands. However, by focusing your energy solely on what you can control, you free yourself from frustration and begin to live with more inner peace and clarity. The Stoics teach us that the only things we can truly control are our actions, thoughts, and reactions. Everything else, the behavior of others, external circumstances, the future, is beyond our control. Reflecting on this daily allows you to redirect your energy toward what you can change and let go of the need to control what is out of your reach. Today's challenge is to take a moment and reflect on any situation that is causing you stress or worry. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is yes, then focus on what you can do to change or improve the situation. If the answer is no, it is time to let go and accept that not everything depends on you. This reflection is not about giving up, but about channeling your energy toward what truly matters and where you can make a difference. For example, you cannot control the opinions or decisions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. You cannot control the weather or unexpected events in life, but you can choose how to face them with calmness and wisdom. By making this distinction, you will find that many of your worries dissolve, and you will feel lighter and more focused on what truly matters. Commit now to reflecting on what you can control and what you cannot. Make this practice a regular part of your day, and you will begin to live with more calm, clarity, and confidence. Remember, real power lies in how you choose to act, not in the circumstances around you. Action 5. Accept the impermanence of things. In life, one of the few certainties is that everything changes. People, situations, and the moments we live are all temporary, and Stoicism invites us to accept this reality with serenity. Accepting the impermanence of things is not a form of giving up, but a way to find peace amidst the inevitable changes in life. By understanding that everything is fleeting, we free ourselves from the anguish of holding on to what we cannot keep and learn to value each experience and moment more deeply. Emotional suffering often stems from attachment to people, objects, or situations that we wish would stay the same. But life is in constant motion, and resisting those changes leads to frustration and anxiety. Stoicism teaches us that impermanence is a natural part of existence, and by accepting it, we can live with more peace and less fear of loss. Reflect on an aspect of your life that has changed recently. It could be a relationship that ended, a job you left, or even a moment that has passed. Instead of resisting that change, try to view it from a new perspective. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? By accepting that everything in life is transitory, from difficulties to moments of joy, you can focus on what truly matters, how you choose to live in the present. Accepting impermanence also helps us appreciate the here and now. When you know that moments are fleeting, you become more aware of enjoying them without worrying so much about the future or clinging to the past. This perspective allows you to live with more gratitude and lightness, understanding that everything you have today may change tomorrow, and that's okay. Commit now to accepting the impermanence of things. Each time you face change or loss, remember that it is a natural part of life. This simple act of acceptance will help you live with more calmness, let go of what you cannot control, and embrace the present with serenity. Action 6. Focus on living in the present. Stoicism teaches us that the past is no longer in our hands and the future is uncertain. The only reality we truly possess is the present. However, in modern life, it's easy to get caught up in worries about what has happened or in anxiety about what is to come. Learning to focus on living in the present is an act of liberation that allows you to enjoy life more and face each moment with serenity and clarity. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the past or not planning for the future, but rather stopping the obsession with them. It means being fully aware of what you are doing, feeling, and experiencing now. This focus allows you to make better decisions, enjoy relationships more, and find peace amidst uncertainty. When you focus on what is happening right now, you free yourself from the burden of what could have been or what will happen. Imagine that while spending time with friends or family, your mind is elsewhere, on an email you received or a task pending for the next day. You are physically present, but mentally absent. Stoicism invites us to break this cycle and return to the present. Instead of worrying about what you cannot change or what hasn't yet happened, concentrate on enjoying the moment in front of you. Make each interaction and experience meaningful. To start, you can practice mindfulness in your daily activities. Take a few minutes to breathe deeply and focus on what you are doing, whether at work, in a conversation, or even in a simple task like eating. Do it without distractions, without thinking about what's next or what has passed. This habit will help you connect more with the present and reduce unnecessary stress. Commit now to focusing your energy on the present. As you practice this approach, you will notice that living in the moment brings you more peace, clarity, and satisfaction. Remember, the only moment you can truly control is the now, and choosing how to live it is your greatest power. Action 7. Remember that the world doesn't revolve around you. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that everything happening around us is directly related to us. We take criticism, comments, or others' attitudes personally, when in reality, the world doesn't revolve around us. This Stoic principle teaches us to remember that most of the time, other people's actions and words reflect their own reality, not ours. Freeing yourself from the need to feel like the center of everything allows you to live with more peace, without bearing the weight of what others think or do. When you think the world revolves around you, you become more vulnerable to negative emotions like anger or frustration. For example, if someone is rude to you, you might assume it's a personal attack, when in reality, that person might be going through a difficult situation that has nothing to do with you. Stoicism invites us to let go of this egocentric perception and remember that we are not the center of the universe, which gives us the freedom not to take things so personally. Today's challenge is simple. The next time you face a situation where you feel someone has offended you or acted against you, pause. Ask yourself, does this really have anything to do with me? Most of the time, you'll find the answer is no. By changing this perspective, you will free yourself from stress and resentment and be able to act with more calmness and objectivity. Accepting that the world doesn't revolve around you will also help you develop greater empathy. By understanding that people are dealing with their own challenges and emotions, you will be able to respond with compassion instead of feeling offended. This perspective will allow you to live with more inner peace, letting go of the idea that everything happening around you is a reaction to you. Commit now to remembering that the world doesn't revolve around you. This simple reminder will help you release many unnecessary worries and maintain a more balanced and calm attitude in the face of life's challenges. Not everything that happens is a reflection of you, and that is freeing. Action. 8. Practice moderation in all areas. Stoicism teaches that moderation is key to living a balanced and fulfilling life. Moderation doesn't mean depriving yourself of the things you enjoy, but rather finding a middle ground in all areas of life, from work, pleasure, food and drink consumption, to emotions and daily habits. When you practice moderation, you free yourself from excesses that can lead to physical and emotional exhaustion, and begin to live with more control and balance. Excess in any form can destabilize your well-being. Overeating, working without rest, or constantly giving in to emotional impulses can cause fatigue, stress, and a loss of control. Moderation, on the other hand, allows you to enjoy things consciously and in moderation, maintaining a healthy focus in all areas of your life. When you practice moderation, you make clearer decisions and avoid being swayed by impulses or instant gratifications. A practical example of moderation is regulating your eating habits or your work and rest times. Instead of working until exhaustion or eating impulsively, you can find a balance that allows you to fulfill your responsibilities and enjoy life's pleasures without falling into excess. This moderate attitude not only improves your physical health, but also your mental and emotional stability. Moreover, moderation doesn't just apply to physical actions, but also to emotions. Stoicism teaches us not to let emotions overwhelm us, but to feel and express them in a controlled way. Instead of reacting with extreme anger or sadness to difficulties, aim to respond with calmness and moderation. This will allow you to make better decisions and maintain your inner peace even in times of crisis. Commit now to practicing moderation in all areas of your life, from how you eat, work, and rest, to how you manage your emotions. This balance will allow you to live with more serenity, enjoy things without falling into excess, and maintain control over your choices and actions. Action. 9. Face challenges with humor. Life is full of difficulties, both big and small, and how we choose to face them determines much of our mental peace and well-being. Stoicism teaches that one of the most powerful ways to maintain calm and emotional control is to learn to face challenges with humor. When you manage to see the humorous or light side of a difficult situation, you allow yourself to release tension and find solutions with a clearer and more relaxed mind. Facing challenges with humor doesn't mean downplaying them, but rather changing your perspective. Humor helps you emotionally distance yourself from the problem, reduce its weight, and stop seeing it as an insurmountable obstacle. By laughing at the situation or even at yourself, you take control and free yourself from unnecessary stress. This positive and light attitude allows you to move forward with more clarity and calm, without being overwhelmed by problems. Imagine being in a stressful situation, like a day full of unexpected events at work or an unexpected argument with a friend. Instead of letting stress consume you, pause and try to find the funny side of the situation. Maybe it's an absurd moment or something you'll later be able to remember with a smile. This simple shift in focus will allow you to approach it with more ease and likely find a solution more quickly. Humor, when used consciously, is a powerful tool for emotional resilience. It helps you stay in control during chaotic moments and not take yourself or the problems too seriously. This not only makes you stronger in the face of adversity, but also improves your emotional health and allows you to enjoy life more, even when things don't go as planned. Commit now to facing challenges with humor. The next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, look for the funny or absurd side. Laugh a little and you'll see how your burden lightens, your mind clears, and you feel more in control of the situation. Remember, humor is a way to maintain serenity and balance in any circumstance. Action. 10. Detach from the results. One of the deepest lessons of Stoicism is learning to do your best without obsessing over the final outcome. We live in a society that constantly pushes us to measure our worth based on results, whether we succeed or not, whether we achieve what we desire. However, true power lies in letting go of the need for absolute control over the outcome and focusing on the only thing you can control: your actions and your attitude. Detaching from results means recognizing that while you can give your best effort in a task or project, the final outcome is not always in your hands. External factors can influence the result, and clinging to a fixed expectation only leads to frustration and anxiety. By letting go of attachment to the result, you free yourself from that emotional burden and allow yourself to enjoy the process more, acting with serenity without the pressure to win or succeed at all costs. Imagine you are facing an important challenge like a work presentation or a personal project you've been planning for weeks. Stoicism invites you to focus on what you can control: your preparation, effort, and dedication. But it also reminds you that the outcome does not always depend solely on you. Unexpected factors can affect the result, and that's okay. What matters is that you did your best. When you detach from the results, you reduce stress and free yourself from disappointment. If things turn out well, you'll celebrate. And if they don't, you'll learn from the experience without feeling defeated. This approach helps you maintain a healthier, more balanced perspective, focusing on your personal growth and how you handle situations rather than external outcomes. Commit now to detaching from the results. Focus on what you can control and let go of the need for everything to turn out exactly as you planned. Accept that the result is only one part of the experience and that the most important thing is how you choose to face challenges and learn from them. By doing this, you will live with more calm and confidence, knowing that true success lies in your actions, not in the final outcome. Action. 11. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Stoicism teaches us that we are not our thoughts. We all experience a constant stream of ideas, emotions, and worries flowing through our minds. However, the key to maintaining calm and emotional control is learning to observe those thoughts without judging them. When you manage to do this, you distance yourself from the mental storm and make decisions with greater clarity without being swept away by emotional impulses. Observing your thoughts without judgment means not labeling what you think as good or bad, but simply recognizing that they exist. Instead of automatically reacting to each thought or emotion that arises, Stoicism invites you to pause, look at those thoughts calmly, and let them pass without clinging to them. This exercise helps you avoid letting negative emotions or worries control you. A practical example: imagine you are in a stressful situation, like a conflict at work or an argument with a loved one. Instead of allowing impulsive or negative thoughts to take over, pause. Observe what is happening in your mind without making judgments. You may notice thoughts of anger or frustration arise, but you don't need to act on them. By observing without judgment, you create space to make more conscious decisions and avoid impulsive reactions. This habit also allows you to free yourself from guilt or fear that sometimes accompany certain thoughts. We all experience difficult emotions and thoughts, but by not judging them, you avoid adding unnecessary emotional weight. Thoughts are just thoughts. They come and go. You have the power to choose what to do with them. Commit now to observing your thoughts without judgment. Every time you find yourself caught in a spiral of emotions or worries, pause, observe what's happening in your mind, and let it flow without reacting. With practice, this exercise will help you stay calm in any situation and develop greater mental and emotional clarity. Action 12. Seek the lesson in every adverse situation. Adversities are inevitable in life, but how you choose to face them is what truly defines your personal growth. Stoicism invites us to see every challenge, obstacle, and difficult situation as an opportunity to learn and strengthen ourselves. When you manage to find the lesson in every adverse situation, you stop viewing problems as punishments or barriers and start seeing them as lessons that prepare you to become more resilient, wiser, and stronger. Every time you face a difficulty, whether it's a failure, a loss, or a setback, the first step is to change your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this situation?" This shift in mindset transforms a negative experience into an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that adversities are not inherently bad. Rather, they are tests that allow you to develop virtues like patience, perseverance, and self-control. A practical example: imagine you've just missed an important opportunity at work or in your personal life. Instead of getting trapped in frustration or disappointment, reflect on what this experience can teach you. Perhaps it helped you identify areas where you need improvement, or maybe it showed you the importance of better adapting to circumstances. By adopting this learning attitude, you become more resilient to future adversities. Seeking the lesson in every adverse situation not only helps you cope better with difficult moments, but also allows you to move forward with greater confidence. When you understand that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, you stop fearing problems and prepare to face them with wisdom and serenity. Commit now to seeking the lesson in every adverse situation. The next time you face a difficulty, pause and ask yourself what lesson you can take from that experience. This simple act will help you maintain emotional control and move forward with more clarity, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to improve. Action 13. Practice inner silence. In a world full of noise and constant distractions, finding inner silence can be a powerful tool for maintaining calm and balance. Stoicism invites us to cultivate inner silence not just as a way to disconnect from external noise, but also as a means to quiet our minds and emotions. Practicing inner silence is learning to listen to what truly matters and to observe our thoughts without being dominated by them. Inner silence doesn't mean suppressing what you feel or ignoring your thoughts, but rather creating a space in your mind where you can reflect with clarity and serenity. Instead of letting worries, stress, or negative emotions overwhelm you, inner silence allows you to observe these sensations without reacting impulsively. It's a mental pause that gives you the control necessary to make wiser and more balanced decisions. Imagine you're in the middle of a stressful situation, like an argument or a challenge at work. Inner silence is the ability to pause for a moment, breathe, and listen to your own calm before reacting. By not letting yourself be swept away by the agitation of the moment, you can respond with more clarity and wisdom. This inner silence creates a space that allows you to see things more objectively and prevents you from being controlled by your emotions. Practicing inner silence requires moments of introspection throughout the day. You can start by dedicating a few minutes to meditation or simply sitting quietly, observing your thoughts without trying to change or judge them. Over time, this practice will help reduce mental noise, make you feel more present, and allow you to face adversities with a calmer, more serene mind. Commit now to practicing inner silence. Every time you face a situation that provokes intense emotions or chaotic thoughts, pause and seek that space of calm within you. With practice, inner silence will become a constant source of peace and clarity, allowing you to live with more balance and emotional control. Action 14. Simplify your desires and needs. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is learning to live with less, focusing on the essential and letting go of attachment to the unnecessary. In a world that constantly pushes us to want more and seek external gratification, simplifying your desires and needs allows you to live with greater peace, freedom, and balance. When you reduce your desires to what is truly important, you free yourself from the anxiety of constantly chasing what you don't have and begin to appreciate more of what you already do. Simplifying your desires doesn't mean giving up what you enjoy or living in deprivation, but rather recognizing that many of the things we believe we need are not essential to our happiness or well-being. By focusing on what truly matters, relationships, health, personal growth, you create mental and emotional space that allows you to enjoy life more without the constant dissatisfaction of always wanting something more. Imagine that you're constantly seeking to improve your lifestyle, acquire more material things, or achieve external goals that never seem to be enough. This mindset can lead to a life of frustration, always chasing the next thing. Stoicism invites us to reflect, what is truly necessary for me to be at peace and happy? By reducing your desires and focusing on what's essential, you'll find that life becomes simpler and more fulfilling. Start by making a list of what you consider your needs and desires in your current life. Then, reflect on which of those elements are truly essential and which are extras that you could let go of without losing your well-being. As you practice this simplification, you'll notice that the discontent and anxiety of wanting more will start to fade, and you'll feel more fulfilled with what you already have. Commit now to simplifying your desires and needs. Reflect on what you really need to be happy and let go of the excess. As you reduce the noise of superficial desires, you will discover greater inner peace and a more fulfilling, balanced life, focused on what truly matters. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you watched the whole thing, comment, "I am Stoic," as our secret signal to know that you're a true student of Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and remember, keep cultivating your Stoic mind.